Thank you. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Yes, I did become a meme at the Met Gala. Unfortunately, I did not have that in my presentation, but you can Google it and find me. So my name's Taylor Newby. I'm the Met's senior social media manager. I was the first person the museum ever hired to run social media. And I'm here primarily today to talk about the Empty Met campaign I created and have implemented on behalf of the museum, as well as kind of the rise of social media in the art community. So when people think of the Met, this is kind of the iconic image that comes up, our flagship location on Fifth Avenue on Manhattan's Upper East Side. We house 5,000 years of art from every culture around the world, and we are the second most attended museum in the world, followed by the Louvre, we follow the Louvre with 6.5 million visitors. However, us at the Met, we really view the museum as having four spaces. This is, of course, our flagship location. We recently opened the Met Breuer, located just down the street from the Met Fifth Avenue. It's our modern contemporary outpost that houses, our modern contemporary collection, special exhibitions, and it's in the old Whitney Museum, which has now moved downtown. Our third location is the Met Cloisters, located on Manhattan and Inwood and Upper Manhattan. This is our output for medieval art, and it features, cloisters as well as medieval art, architecture. And then our fourth space is the digital space. So the museum is equally as invested in digital as we are in our physical locations. All the examples on screen here are social media. However, the museum is also we have about 33 million visitors to our website every year. We work on video projects such as the Artist Project, which invited contemporary artists into the museum to talk about one work of art and the way it inspired them. Here are just a few examples of my work for the Met. On my left here, you see it's our most popular or most retweeted tweet of all time, kind of playing on the Kim Kardashian Break the Internet paper magazine cover. Here we compared it to a Greek sculpture from 4000 BC. This got over 5,000 retweets and was picked up by outlets like BuzzFeed, Good Morning America. A big part of my job is making the Met accessible in new and unique ways and having kind of fun with the collection, but still remaining scholarly. On the upper right hand, you see a photograph of Michelle and Barack Obama. This was posted for Obama's birthday. Another big part of my work is to really highlight gems of the collection that people probably would have no idea the museum even owns, and really bring that to the surface. On the bottom here, you see a 360 video of the Temple of Dender. It's one of our most iconic galleries in the museum, and we've begun experimenting with 360 video in a new way to kind of bring visitors into the museum who can't physically attend. So while the Met, obviously we want people to come and visit us, our communities are extremely international. So on Facebook, for example, only 31% of our 1.7 million followers live in the United States. So social is really a great way for us to connect with people all over the world who maybe come to the Met once in their life or who never get to actually set foot in the building. In addition to my work at the Met, social media, especially Instagram, has really changed the art market and world. Emerging artists now, back before social media and Instagram, emerging artists had to court collectors, critics, gallerists, then in hopes of getting a museum show. Now, emerging artists can use a platform like Instagram to really showcase their art, and in turn, they've kind of become their own curator, their own dealer, and their followers are now the critics and the collectors. Additionally, established artists, people like Shepard Fairey, Ryan McGinley, Laurie Simmons, Hank Willis Thomas, they have very large active Instagram accounts and really kind of take the pretense and exclusivity of the art world and kind of, the art world is very wrapped up in these kind of notions of exclusivity, and Instagram and social media has really made it a place for anyone to really feel accessible to art. So today I'm here primarily to talk about Empty Met, a hashtag campaign I created in 2013 in conjunction with launching the Met's Instagram account. So this is a photograph of the Great Hall, the main entrance of the museum. As you can see, many people are here. Typically, the museum is extremely crowded. I went to NYU undergrad, and during my 4 years there, I studied art history, so I would go to the Met at least once a month on average. And it was an extremely inspiring place. However, it would be sometimes hard to fully enjoy the art. You're crowded around people all the time, and it's just sometimes it can be overwhelming. So when I started working there, I was really inspired by seeing the space empty, and I thought, I have to do something with this. This is amazing. No one has ever really seen the Met like this. What can I do? So early on in my phases when I was about to launch an Instagram account, I came up with the concept of inviting Instagram influencers into the museum when it was closed to the public, and in return, they would tag our account at Met Museum, use hashtag EmptyMet, and just share their perspective of the museum. I really embedded myself in the Instagram community in New York City and really got to meet people from all different sectors and fields. It wasn't just people who loved art. It was everyone from street photographers to fashion photographers to street artists. We really didn't we didn't give them any constrictions. We really just said, come into the Met, experience it empty, use this hashtag, take whatever photos you want, and share them how you see fit. I think one of the reasons it was as successful as it has been is due to the fact that it was very simple, and we really didn't have a ton of rules for people. So I'm going to go through and show you all some photographs that have come out of the project. To date, I've hosted over 120 Empty Met tours in the past 3 years. We typically, on average, do around 2 a month. We've done them now for special exhibitions, events and programs, and just the general museum. So one really inspiring thing about the project, too, has been seeing the Met through so many unique perspectives. I am in the museum every day. I go to these galleries every day. I've done these tours over 100 times. But that being said, every single tour is different, and every single perspective is unique. It's been really amazing to see the sort of photography that has come out of this and the levels of engagement we've received. I'll talk a little bit more about the success of the project and how it's impacted the art field in a little bit, but for now I just wanted to show some photos. Here, for example, on the upper left is one of our staircases, and you can maybe not make it out too well, but there's 2 hands up in the air, and this was like hashtag Instagram or down. It's a popular hashtag on the platform. I would never have expected to ever look at this staircase in this angle. A lot of people on the tours do portraits, so while they are empty and the space is empty, it does still show people in it in different ways, and really highlighting the other participants on the tours. We keep the tours pretty small, typically no more than 20 people, and on average under 10. That way you get to know people better, everyone interacts with each other, and it makes it a more intimate experience. As I mentioned, our multiple locations, we've done empty Met tours at the Cloisters, the Met Breuer, and the Met Fifth Avenue. On the left here is a photograph in front of one of the iconic Marcel Breuer windows. And here you go again, more portraiture in our gallery spaces. And again, more just general shots of our different galleries. So I wanted to play a video that this is one of my favorite pieces of content that's come out of the tours, and it really kind of encapsulates the experience in a short video. So that was created by an Instagrammer, Tim to the Wild, and it really kind of encapsulates the experience that the Empty Met tours provide for the participants. So some of the successes here, why was it successful? What have we seen as a result of this? Here are 2 great examples. This photograph on the left from Instagram, it was one of their weekend hashtag projects. This photograph was taken during the very first Empty Met tour I ever hosted in April 2013. Instagram was really, really excited about this idea, and they've implemented it in museums all over the world since then. And this, right after we did one of the first tours, Instagram made the Met's Instagram account a suggested user. So anyone who signed up for Instagram during a 3-week period, the Met was one of 20 accounts that was offered as an account to follow. And we saw an increase in about 40,000 followers during that 2 weeks, which was really early on in our Instagram following. On the right here is the National Geographic. I did a tour with them. They obviously have one of the largest Instagram accounts in the entire world. And this single post resulted in almost 10,000 new followers for us. And the whole point of these tours, in a way, was to make the Met accessible to younger, more diverse audiences. A big part of my job has been to make the Met accessible to anyone in the world, no matter who they are or what their background is. I think a lot of the times people get scared by museums or think it's not a place for them, or they're very academic and scholarly. At the end of the day, a museum like the Met or museums all over the world are really meant for anyone from any background, and you should be able to find a connection there, and I hope that my work at the Met has done that. Here, just a very high-level highlights of select participants. Again, we've done over 100, so this is a very small amount of people. But it shows the range from everyone from someone as big as National Geographic to very different types of people all over New York City and the world. We've hosted tours with visitors from Tokyo, from Australia, from London, really trying to make it accessible to anyone who's in New York City. It was featured on the front page of the New York Times Arts section in June 2014. Highlighting the project and kind of what it meant for the art community. So I manage and created the Met's Instagram account. We've won Webby Awards the past 3 years. The account has over 1.4 million followers, and it's received over 17 million likes to date. And I think a large portion of our success has been highlighting empty Met content. So in addition to highlighting photographs that are taken on the tours, I myself have taken these 3 photos were taken by me. And I think visitors and followers have just really enjoyed seeing the Met in this unique light. Our visitors have really embraced Empty Met. While the hashtag was created for these tours, visitors, have picked up on it and will just post photos. These are just people who are in our galleries who will use hashtag Empty Met when they just happen to stumble upon an empty gallery. In addition, here on the left it says, in parentheses, this is from our Costume Institute exhibition currently on view. It says, in parentheses, semi-hashtag empty Met, so people kind of have fun with it and really try to embrace the hashtag as they can. And additionally, on the right, this is actually from a staff member, and I've really tried to implement social inside the museum and have our staff, whether it's curators or conservators or just people in the education department, really use social to promote the museum and their work there. So, at the end of the day, I'm very, very proud of this campaign and what it has meant for the art world and how it's really changed social media and the art world. So as I mentioned, Instagram's community team has implemented this as well as museums all over the world. So, this is the Guggenheim Museum just a few blocks from the Met, the Duomo Museum in Florence, the Tate has done it. In London, even art fairs such as Frieze have implemented the Empty campaign in both New York and their London locations. LACMA has implemented it as well, the MFA in Boston. Inside AM&H is a take on Empty Met without using empty, but it's the same concept, and this is the American Museum of Natural History, which is located just across the park from the Met on the Upper West Side. An Empty Mona, which I was really surprised by and happy about, but this is a small museum in Tanzania that has implemented the campaign, and this image here features James Turrell work. So at the end of the day, I think that a campaign like Empty Met, it was really simple. It really energized a new community of art lovers and people who maybe didn't think of the Met as a place for them in a unique way, and really brought people into the museum who maybe wouldn't have normally come. I am very proud of the way that this campaign has spread. I think that the art world has really embraced Instagram as the social media tool of choice. And there's many implications for museums, galleries. People are now buying works of art through Instagram. And that is pretty much all I have. And then I wanted to end on showing you, this is a photograph I took from one of the tours with Instagram's community team, just showcasing the breadth of different people that we've brought in. And that's my time. That's my speech. Yep.
Brilliant.